What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. Hopefully, everybody had a good day today. I only called out one trade. I actually slept in. Sorry, I was reading a message. What was I just saying? Oh, so I only called out one trade today. I overslept. Kind of on purpose. My alarm went off. I rolled over, turned it off, went back to sleep. I was tired. Was not feeling it at all. So, or actually, I didn't even check to see with myself if I was feeling it. I was just really tired, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not going to trade this morning. So I got on later in the day and caught one of the setups that I was looking for, which was basically, I think it was here, yeah. By my drawing, you can see I was saying break back over this level, play it up to here. I literally gave the exit on ES to a T, which was 63.11, and we literally tapped 63.11. And we got in actually right at the bottom. It wasn't, I called out long here on Keenan's, like we're literally right at the bottom. I don't think we went red at all on the trade. I can't remember. Oh no, I was red for just a second, not long though. So that was that. Sorry. Typing. I wanted to show you guys something cool. Hopefully this translates well to video. I think this one might be the hardest one to show. But so this here, I don't know. Again, I don't know how well it'll show on camera, but that's chimichurri beef jerky. It is absolutely insane. And so, like, a lot of what you might have seen on the camera is like, what's it called? Cilantro, that's been blended up. I've never made chimichurri beef jerky before, but it came out absolutely insane. And then this one, it's kind of wild. It almost looks like pork. Well, now it doesn't. Well, maybe, yeah, a little bit. But so this is habanero pineapple. Or no, sorry. Habanero mango. And it's freaking insane. It's spicy, though. I don't know why I'm choosing to show you guys this today. Because I make a lot of beef jerky. I don't share it on stream, though. And then this one here is just regular like smoky barbecue with whiskey. And you can see we got some bags of it. Like that was actually kind of heavy to lift up with my left hand at a distance away from my body, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, deer meat's amazing for jerky. I just don't have access to deer meat. When I used to go hunting, I would use deer meat to make jerky, and that was good times. So there's something I wanted to talk about today. Before I start, I'll just share that I will not be sharing any option setups today. Didn't really have time to look at any. I'm actually kind of surprised that I have time to even go live today. I told you guys yesterday there was a chance that I wouldn't have time to go live today. This part's a little bit disappointing. It looks like we have like 28 viewers right now, but maybe what's it called? I guess people might see this later, but basically I think I have a really cool offer for people. Basically the short story is I think I need help. or actually, like, I'm pretty positive that I need help, and I don't like to ask for help. But I think that I'm kind of backed up against a wall to a point where I have to ask for help. And so, long story short, for people that have been following for a while, you'll know, like, for one, I missed a lot of work because I had that sunburn on my leg, and I was laid up in bed for, I want to say, a week. It might have been a little over a week and a half. And so I missed a lot of work due to that. And even though it used up like all of my sick time and vacation time, it still wasn't enough to cover how much time I actually missed. Sorry, I'm going to turn on my air. I'm like sweating right now. And then the second thing was, then I had to take a vacation, like literally right after that, to go up to Reno to take my son to summer camp. And I guess this sounds like a whole bunch of like, first world problems, whatever. I get it. I know times are hard for everybody, but then for all of you that, hang out often, the story of what happened with the dog, and that I was just acting as a good Samaritan, and unfortunately I got arrested. And I guess the big deal is I have to make sure I get that off my record, because I could lose my medical license if it stays on my record. So I have to get an attorney, and I think it's going to be pretty costly. And with missing work because of being laid out with the sunburn, and then missing work, taking the vacation, I don't think I'm in a position financially to swing it right now. If I didn't, if I didn't end up being sick and I didn't take the vacation, I would be fine. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So I was trying to think of like a win-win for me and everybody else, right? I'm not trying to make this all about me. Whiskey Mike, it's a pretty long story, but basically dog locked in a hot car. I ended up breaking the guy's window. I got arrested. And now could potentially have, either a misdemeanor or felony destruction of property charge. Misdemeanor wouldn't be terrible, but I think the value might exceed what would be considered a misdemeanor. And again, I don't know, but based on what happened, I think the judge would just say that I was in the right. But I want to make sure I have an attorney there to defend me. So I'm trying to think of the best way to word this. Like, I don't know how much I want to talk about. Oh, dude, Robert, hit me up, please. Yeah, I need help, bro. Sorry, just to be clear, Robert is Biker Mike, right? It's hard when you guys are drag bike racer. It's hard when you guys have different names here and on Discord and trying to remember who's who. But I'm pretty sure Robert is drag bike racer. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's what everybody was saying. Like, all the sheriffs, when I was being detained, were like, dude, you're a hero. Why are you here? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. But so what I was thinking is I figured out a good way, to be able to go live and trade live and have people watch me outside of Discord. And so I was thinking for people that are able to donate. And that's the key thing. Like, I don't want anybody to put themselves out. Okay, I'll message you as soon as I'm done. Or actually, maybe I'll get your number because I have to leave the house. But we should talk for sure. But anyway, I was thinking again, I don't want anybody to like put themselves out or hurt themselves financially. I'm going to probably set up like a GoFundMe so that friends can help if they want to or whatever. But I figured I would throw this out there for you guys, and I'll just do this. one of the key things is I don't want donations to go through YouTube because they take 50%. And I also won't have the money in time when I need it. But that's my email address. You can, I want to say you can use that email address for PayPal, Venmo. I mean, for PayPal and what's it called? Zelle. And if you would rather use like Venmo or something, you can always just DM me. But what I was thinking I could do, and I'm not going to say the amount, but I was thinking anybody that donates over a specific amount, I would just go, and I don't really have a time frame in mind, but like maybe 6 months or a year, just kind of every time I trade live, just shoot out a Zoom link to everybody that donates. So if you're able to help, and again, you're not going to hurt yourself financially, and you want to watch me trade live, I don't know, anywhere from probably 3 to 5 times a week. There's the email address, or like I said, if you want to use Venmo or whatever else, just DM me, and I'll give you the information. Again, I hate to ask, but I think I'm pretty screwed right now. Again, like if I hadn't missed a bunch of work, I would be fine. But with having missed a bunch of work, and then also not just missing work, but missing trading, right? I can kind of show you guys like where I'm at. I would guesstimate trading. I normally make at least $1,500 a month, if not more, like 5,000, whatever. And for whatever reason, the last month and this month has sucked. So like if we look at June, this is my June stats. I made like $1,090. And you can see like I missed a lot of trading from when I had my sunburn. And then if we look at this month, like I think the 3rd and the 4th, I could be wrong. Like, oh, this was half day, right? So I didn't trade. The 4th of July, we were closed. I don't know why I didn't trade through here. Or wait, no, this is when I was gone. I left Saturday night. I came back Thursday. And then I've been trading since then, but I haven't had the best days, you know? So I'm only up $46 for the month of June. Or I mean of July, sorry. And we're already on like the 15th. So not only have I been missing work, I'm losing income that I'm used to getting from trading. And yeah, so it's putting me in a position where hiring an attorney is going to be very rough. Of course, I'm going to, like reach out to family and friends and whatever else. But I figured I would throw this out there just in case there are people that are interested in seeing me trade live every time I trade live. Again, literally, like I will send out a link to everybody every single time I trade live. So if there's people that are interested in that, there's that information. And again, don't feel obligated. I'm not trying to make people feel sorry for me or whatever, but I'm pretty stressed out about getting this taken care of, and feeling, I don't know, just feeling stressed out and overall really like messed with my PTSD and whatever else. With that said, let's hop into the charts and look at how today went. I feel like today should have been fairly easy. If you follow my advice, when we lost this, that was your opportunity to hop in puts. If you didn't get it, definitely on the retest, you should have got in puts. You should have been targeting around here, or not, if not like down here, which is kind of what we talked about. Or you could have even targeted down here, right? Which you would have hit. This was our ultimate like target to get in calls, which obviously we're not going to do right at the end of the day. But if you sat through this, you would have got the full move from our highest put entry to where we were looking for a reversal to calls, right? We also, again, called out calls here live up to here, and literally, again, I didn't give the SPY level, but I gave the ES level, which if we look at it, I think it's here. I told everybody 63.11, and if we look at the high, it's 63.11 to the T. So I actually gave the exact, again, I was red barely on the trade, but gave the exact place to enter or to exit the call or exit your longs or calls. But anyway, should have been a pretty easy day if you followed the levels we talked about yesterday. Puts from here, right around here, we called out long and calls, and we switched and then called out where to close it. And I guess ultimately you could have switched to puts from there again. Feel like it was a pretty easy day. So hopefully you guys made money. With that said, we've got some new levels to look at. I don't know if some news came out, but we're like already kind of selling off on futures right now. Let's see. I gotta say, I'm always happy to clean up single prints, like get them off my chart. I think we're in a 5-day balance right now. I know on ES we might not be on SPY, just depending on where the value areas fall. But SIGs over the last 5 days. Yeah, I know we're not on SPY, a 3-day balance on SPY. All right. I should also ask, did all of the degenerates gambling make money on NVIDIA? I didn't even look at where it opened today. But I know a lot of people were at calls. Y'all are crazy, by the way. I'm going to throw this out there. If you guys want me to open the TPO, I can, to show you guys the levels. If not, I'm just going to do it manually. But if somebody asks to see it, I'll be more than happy to open that up. Right now, I like to do it without turning on TPO. Again, for people that don't have access to the TPO indicator, because it's pretty expensive to get access to it, you can see how to do it without the indicator. Did NVIDIA do good? Let me see. I know their earnings crushed, yeah, and they gapped way the hell up. Nice. I think people had like 160. I don't remember. I know some people had 170 calls, so they should have made money, which is good. All right. Let's go ahead and do SIGs over the last 3 days. Oh, and hopefully Robert doesn't mind me saying this, but it looks like me and Robert are going to be meeting each other, which is cool. Um, ugh. But yeah, I told him come through. I'll throw some ribs on the smoker or something. For some reason, I feel like Robert doesn't drink, but if he does, definitely have some beers. Robert has a cool ass drag race bike. Thing is so sick. All right, there's our SIGs. So we have our SIGs, we have our spike, we have our daily levels. It's getting pretty congested, and that happens, when we're trading in a range. Um, so, Robert, that's impossible to answer because when I broke his window, yes, the car was on and the engine was going, but he was physically hitting me with his car. So, um, when the dog was in the car, no, it was not. The AC was not on. So it's not like a clear cut case where, like if the dog was in the car and the AC was off and I broke the window, I wouldn't even be remotely worried because that's a clear cut case of that would fall under the Good Samaritan law. But he was trying to leave the scene, and I tried to stop him from leaving the scene by standing behind his car, and he started backing up into me, and I elbowed. It's like a hatchback, so I elbowed the back of his car, like trying to make noise, so he would stop hitting me with his car. The first time I elbowed it, he kept backing up and kept hitting me with his car. And then the second time I elbowed it, unfortunately, the window broke. Was not my intention. And I wasn't, again, I was not trying to break the window. I was trying to get him to stop hitting me with his car. But unfortunately, as a result of my actions, the windows did break. And so that's why it's just not something that's, clear cut and easy to be like, oh yeah, no problem. I should throw this out there. Futures traders, I'm looking for a short right here. 6282 to 6284. I can explain why, but I'm literally like kind of watching price while I'm live with you guys. I've got my trading software open just in case we do get to that area. Actually, here, I'll just show it to you live. I was going to pull up a screenshot, but I'll just show you my chart live. So right here, this is basically, these numbers indicate all orders that took place at a given price, right? I can change this to where we see the bid and the ask. But bid doesn't mean buyers and ask doesn't mean sellers. It doesn't work that way. It can be aggressive buyers on one side and aggressive sellers on the other, on the same side, and aggressive sellers on the other side and passive buyers on that same side. So if we combine these and do all volume, right, then we can see where the large cluster of orders was. And in this case, not only do we have a large cluster of orders, but we have a double stacked POC, which is this yellow bar. Anytime you have a double stacked POC, like on a 1 hour chart or a 30-minute chart, when price comes back to here, I would say good chance that we're going to get like a 30 to 50 point drop from here on ES, if this happens, right? And so the reason that we say that sellers were in control here is based on the reaction afterwards, right? And so what we're looking for when we have something like this is full body candles, which we have, opening and closing below this level. And then when we come back to it, we would expect these sellers that were here to step back in, these aggressive sellers, to be aggressive again and push price back down. If they were buyers, then we're looking for the inverse. We're looking for full body candles, opening and closing above, come back to this area. We expect those aggressive buyers to come back in at the same area and bounce, right? This is literally the call out I made today live on what's it called? When I called out live today, the trade that I took, I'm trying to figure out where it was. I think it was right here, right? And yeah, that's right. No, it's not right. We took it from, okay, it was here. Right here, and played it up to 311. And if we look to the left, so like right around here, I don't remember the exact level that I was trying to get in, but if we look over here, basically if I draw a box, it'll make it a little bit easier. Right around here, I know my box was not this big, maybe this big. So you can see we have 11,000 orders, almost 17,000 orders, 12,500, almost 20,000 orders. And still, again, quite a bit of orders here, 7,000, 7,000, and almost 11,000. And then from there, buyers took off, right? And we just absolutely ripped up. And so if we keep drawing this box to the left, this is where we got in. And we closed because right here, we know in this area here, sellers came in, right? We have a large amount of sellers in this area. And so we just took the bounce from there, closed there, and then back down, right? So when you have access to these footprint charts, you can see exactly where those large orders are coming in and figure out who's in control based on if you got full body candles, opening and closing below, then sellers were in control. If you have full body candles opening and closing above, then buyers are in control. And then here, again, what makes this area even more enticing is that we have a double stacked POC. So this is confluence saying not only was there a large amount of sellers in this area, it was probably market makers and not, we're going to have a combination of both, right? But we have some retail sellers there, but creating a double stacked POC on 30 minutes is probably market makers taking their position, giving us like the largest amount of orders at 62.83, right? That causes that double stacked POC. And so there's a good chance market makers didn't get filled on all of the position that they were trying to pick up here. So when price comes back to there, they're still going to have orders sitting there selling. And so when we come back here, we expect that reaction and a, pretty good, again, 30, I would say, to 50 point move on ES, right? So hopefully that makes sense to everybody. Let me get this off of my chart. I feel like I've taught this over and over and over again. And when you guys, and again, I'm not saying this with any kind of like negative connotation or whatever, but when you guys are able to level up, you need a desktop PC. You could use a laptop, but it's really just not going to be optimal. You really want like a desktop PC with a good graphics card to run those charts that I was just showing you. There's a lot of data. There's a lot of information. And it requires, like a decent amount of processing power. And laptops are not particularly fast when it comes to processing power. Sorry, got some moisture in this bag, and I'm trying to get it out. Um, so, it's never just as easy as like, getting a cheap laptop or whatever. But when you have the ability, whatever, I would save up money if you need um, to level up your game and get a desktop computer. Even if you're not able to trade during the New York session, you can trade 23 hours a day on futures. So if you're working during the day and you get yourself a PC, you always have the option of, like sitting down at a desk, being at a PC, finding those levels, or even finding the levels and then placing your orders, and just leaving the orders there, and let your trades play out when you go to work or whatever else. But but once you are able to level up and get to those charts, you should make that your priority, at least in my opinion. Again, that's just an opinion, not a have to, but that's what I would be wanting to do if I were you. With that said, we want to translate where this level is on SPY. Because if they give this to us, it's the 1301 candle. If they give us, if they wait until tomorrow to touch this, you guys want to be in puts. Let's go to extended trading hours. So it's right there. Let's call this 25 just to be safe. 05 just to be safe. Once you guys get this, I never like to say trading is easy because it's not. But once you have these charts, it makes things a lot easier. The hardest part, once you have these charts is going to be psychology. Once you've got psychology down and you've got access to, seeing order flow, and see where orders are coming in, it really will open up the game, The next area that I'm looking at, I think this one's going to be a little bit harder. Let's go to 5-minute chart. Um, 7:30 candle. Okay. I got to look at this and kind of, so basically the body of the 825 candle. There we go. It was just a tiny bit above it. Looks like it's basically previous day value area high on SPY. And the top is a little bit above our candle here, just a hair. So for this one, I know this is a large zone. What I would say is if price comes back to here, I would probably look to be short or in puts at the midpoint, right? Which we have highlighted already on the chart. It's the little dashed line. But so right there, 625, we'll say 625.30 is where I would be short. What's up, Christian? Or in puts. Right? The last area that I'm interested in, here we have a sell side imbalance, which I don't think I've shown you guys too much of, and I'll show it to you right now. I know I've talked about it a little bit, but since I'm going to be showing it, I'll go ahead and cover it as well. If we change, again, our footprint charts to imbalance, you'll see here so if I go to my settings, because this will just make it easier, imbalance ratio 3.0 is green, 6.0 is yellow, 9.0 is orange, right? And what that means is with footprint charts, the orders go diagonally, right? So 325 is 300% greater than 66. 716 is 300% greater than 176. Here with my orange, 611 is 900% greater than 11. And here with my yellow, 2267 is 600% greater than 334. Whenever we have these stacked, it generally means that the next time price comes to there, we're looking for it at the beginning of a trend, right? And so this imbalance occurred here. We sold off a little bit, and then from there, trend down, right? So this imbalance still applies. And not only do we have an imbalance, but we also have, like that large order cluster there as well. So it's like double confluence. And it's just really just kind of the same thing that we've been talking about with the high volume clusters. If price comes back to here, 100% we want to be inputs. We want to be short. There's a chance that they'll break through since this was created. They sold off. We have full body candles below. Then they came up and retested it basically and then sold off, right? So this would be the retest of a retest. But again, with the large amount of order flow that came in here, with the imbalance, this is still a zone where I'm interested in being in puts or being short. Okay. All right, so this, it's going to be the 630 candle, right? And we're just shy of the top. Yeah, we're going to have to guesstimate this one, unfortunately, unless we can find like 1 minute candle. Oh, perfect. The 31 candle. Yep. So the top of the 31 candle down to almost the bottom of the 31 candle. All right. Tomorrow, I know we have PPI. That's going to be the main news event that we're watching. I'm going to place my order. Let me see. Yeah, 282. I'm still going to place it there. Hopefully they come up and fill me. All right. Order placed. I want to close this chart. That's why I put my order in. Oh, and then I'm targeting... I feel like I wanted to target 62. Yeah. Now I'm worried that this is going to be a spike. I mean, that this is a strong low. I guess I got to close at 66. I wanted to target 62. Sorry, let me just move my orders really quick. Mm. 67. Stop loss 87.75. Greater than 2-to-1 risk to reward. Tight stop loss, minimal risk. But also hidden behind the spike base, these orders, and some pretty strong wicks right here. So we're hidden behind these and our first sig. If they break above this, we're probably going significantly higher. So it's a good place to be stopped out and let the trade play out as it will. All right. I'm going to close this now. What's up, little G? I'll be live tomorrow. Yeah. All right, let's peek at news really quick. Yeah, so an hour before the open, we've got our PPI, core PPI month over month, PPI month over month. Right at the open, Australia unemployment change, unemployment rates. And then 2 o'clock in the afternoon, average earning index 3 month over the year or quarterly, claimant count change in England. So those things will give us a little bit of volatility. Other than that, we don't have much going on. We've got some FOMC speakers. Yeah, that's it. Let's zoom out. I looked at this already, and I think they might have faked out retail a little bit today. So bear flag, and I'm sorry, bull flag, and we peaked above it really quick, and then quickly fell back inside and sold all the way off to the far side of our bear flag. I mean our bull flag. Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying bear flag, or bear pennant, however you want, or bull pennant. Fucking hell, why do I keep calling it a bear? That's hilarious. Volume pretty significant today. Nothing outrageous, but decent volume today. It's above the 9-day average. Really nothing much to say here. Other than if we draw our fibs on this bull flag will be valid all the way until 609.24. If we break below 609.24, the 50% fib retracement, that would invalidate this bull flag. A lot of times they like to bounce in the pocket. So I wouldn't be terribly surprised to see this turn into a regular flag, or even what's it called? Why can't I think of it? Megaphone bull flag, where price finally comes down, taps here, and this would be where I would take what's it called? The golden pocket. I would swing calls if we come down to here, and then you're looking for them to break out and come up to 635.63. So there's a good chance they make that happen. But as of right now, this is the pattern that we have, right? On the daily. Let's go. I'm not going to talk about spike and spike base. I mean, I'm not going to type it all out. You guys should know. Opening below our spike would be very bearish, right? Opening in between the spike and the spike base would be slightly bearish, and opening above the spike base would be bullish, right? And we are looking for hopefully a retracement at the open to this level to get in puts, to get in short. Or, I mean, I don't want this for you guys, but if they fill me in the overnight session, I will not complain, right? But I would rather they give us this live tomorrow, so we can all take the trade together. Yeah, no worries. I'll post both charts. I think the only thing that turns me bullish tomorrow is if we break over this level. Actually, I'm not going to use a circle. If we do this, then I would grab calls up to previous day value rate high. Or I guess 80% rule. That's the only scenario where I'm thinking bullish as of right now. Okay, so otherwise, I'm looking for puts here, here, or here, which I highly doubt that'll happen. I'll label all of them just for people that don't watch the videos because I'm nice. You should watch the videos. If you don't watch the videos and just look at the chart, you're missing a lot of context, and you're probably missing a lot of educational moments, right? But I guess for people that don't watch the videos, they're not going to hear that anyway, so whatever. I am stupid. There we go. if you have questions, this would be the time. I'm going to go post these in Keenan's, and then I'm going to close out this video. Yeah. Oh, and also, Robert, when you come over, we'll send you home with some sampler packs of jerky. All right. Okay, so Sebastian, there's a huge key to trading bull flags and bear flags, right? I will explain, and you can see this like kind of over and over and over again. What's it called? Actually, I'm just going to draw like a fake scenario because that's really just the best way I can explain this. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to do it right here. If I love drawing fake candlesticks. It's like my favorite pastime. If we do this, actually, let me make this longer. And then we draw our fibs, right? So we go from the top of the flagpole to the bottom. Oh, look at that. I did it about perfect. Let's change this a tiny bit. There we go. That's a little tiny bit sexier. And then, so obviously this line is our flagpole, right? And then this here is our flag, right? And in this scenario, actually, we got to fix this just a tiny bit. It's like almost so perfectly sexy. It's like unbelievable. Why are you doing that, bro? Delete the fibs, I guess. Okay. And let's just make this shorter so it doesn't look so funky. There we go. So now if we draw our fibs on this, right? I don't know why it's not as good as before, but whatever. It's going to be good enough. The way that I was taught by Shorty, right, is, well, there's one part of this he didn't teach me. But he was basically saying, like, oh, like, bear flags and bull flags, they're worth playing. They have a pretty high success rate. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then he taught me all about it, like, what's it called? You know, like, draw your fibs. You're looking to get into the top, like, preferably, or the bottom, whatever, depending on if it's a bull flag or a bear flag. Preferably in that golden pocket, right? Whereas retail, they're looking for a break of the flag to get in the trade, so you're getting in before them. So you're getting more meat, right? And then your first target is going to be the 272 level on your fibs. Second level that you're targeting is going to be the 618, then the 786, 272, 618. To hit these ones down here, like the 786, 272, 618, you're going to be looking at a trend day, right? Which is not very common. Generally, if I'm trading a flag, I'm going to close at the 272 level and take my money and run, right? Now, hopefully you guys can tell me the distinction between what I'm about to do, which is if this happens, right? Oh, whatever, that works. Maybe while I'm drying this, you guys can tell me, when we break through a key level, what's one of the main things that we're looking for before we hop into a trade? No, not just the golden pocket. Well, volume's good. Steady truck in 3 5-minute candles, right? So the distinction between this bear flag and this bear flag, I'm going to delete the fibs just because it's like cluttering things. The distinction between this bear flag and this bear flag is this bear flag, we came down and we bounced off of support, right? And then we started forming a bear flag. They are going to reverse the shit out of this and fake out a ton of retail traders. What they'll probably do is go bink, bink, right? And everybody's going to hop in, oh, bear flag, let's go. And then they get their cheeks clapped, right? But then most of them weren't even aware of this level, right? Whereas this, we did what we're looking for, which is we broke through our key support level. Or this could be support, 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 broken through, becomes resistance, boom, right? And then we start flagging below. We come to our golden pocket or whatever to our previous day value area low in this instance. And us as educated, still retail traders, but educated retail traders go, oh shit. We got our 3 5-minute candles closing below without retesting, and like no wicks went through previous day value area low. No candles touched the previous day value area low. And now we got 3 or more 5-minute candles and we're retesting previous day value area low, which also just happens to be our golden pocket. We slap sell quicker than you slap your mama, and you take it all the way down to that 272 fib, and then you close your trade and you walk away with your bag. And sometimes, it goes against you. We're playing probabilities. Some people have mentioned volume, right? And so what you want to see is, I'm going to draw fake volume candles down here. But so as we're coming down to this level, you want to see like some pretty good volume bars, right? But then when we hit, and now you want to actually see volume decreasing, right? As we're slowly trending back up towards this. And then here, gosh, like let me draw it right there. Thank you. It's not going to let me draw it, but whatever. There's that little arrow. Maybe I can drag it through there. Yeah, cool. So what's happening, for people that have read Anna Cooling's volume profile, we have volume selling, our price selling off, and then we start buying, right? But as price is buying, like we're having green candles going back up towards our previous day value area low, volume is decreasing, right? So here we have an inverse ratio, price moving up, volume moving down. That would be considered a volume anomaly. And when we see that, we expect a reversal. And then the next volume candle is going to be a selling candle, and it's going to be big volume. Right? Make sense, everybody? This would be the distinction between a bear flag you don't want to trade and a bear flag you want to trade. Like below here, bull flag you don't want to trade. Above here, bull flag you want to trade. Got it? Where the hell am I? Where was I drawing, everybody? Okay. Dude, I give you guys so much game, it's just unfucking real. That's it. That's it. No, a bear flag being below support. A bull flag being above, or I'm sorry, bear flag being below resistance, right? So if we keep bouncing off of a level, we break through it, and then we form a flag and come back up to what used to be resistance, which should now, or I'm sorry, support, which should now turn into resistance. I think I said that backwards the entire time. So let me start over because I don't want to confuse anybody. If we come down to support, right, and then break through and start forming a bear flag below, the next time we tap that level, we expect it to reverse from being to support and to becoming resistance. And on that retest, we're going to grab puts, or we're going to grab shorts and play it down. The opposite with bull flags is if we break through, like a key resistance level where this kept acting as resistance, and then we finally break through it, we start forming a flag. When we retest that previously resistance level, we now expect it to turn into a support level. This is called an SR flip. Then you would hop in calls or hop in longs and play it up to the 272 level on your fibs. Okay? Don't know how else to explain that. Don't know how else to break it down. So hopefully you guys understand. Boosted GG Wagon and GG, you guys are trying to beat a dead horse in calls and puts by getting people in here. Good luck. They just want the plays. They just want the plays. They don't want the knowledge. They just want the plays. All right, so that's all that I've got for you guys, and it's time for me to go take my kid to the gym. I'm glad that we were able to knock out a video today. Really didn't think I was going to be able to make it happen, but we made it happen. With that said, as always, big thanks to all of you. And thanks for tuning in. As always, much love, and we will see you on the next one. Peace out. Bye.